Okay, I think we're live. Just gonna do a double tap, make sure everything's all good because I am very inept and never know what the hell I'm actually doing. Okay, make sure this sounds good. Just fixing a couple of audio issues. Okay, it sounds good. Okay. Like you can hear me breathing. The air here is kind of shit right now. Just fixing a couple of audio issues. Okay, it sounds good. Okay. Like you can hear me breathing. The air here is kind of shit right now. Just fixing a couple of audio issues. God damn. Let me adjust the mic sensitivity, and we'll be good. Yeah, you can hear the reverb right now. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. All right. So today, I thought it would be really fun to play some Duck Hunt. Well, we're gonna play a couple of games: Mario, Duck Hunt, probably Wild Gunman too. And I'm just getting it already. I have a holster here that I'm gonna put my zapper on, so that way it's like more authentic, you know. Like I actually have to draw. Ah. It's like a crappy old holster, very, very basic, but should work just fine since I have the kind of extended thing. So my voice, my tracking might not be be the greatest right now. Oh, right, you got to use the controller to select the game. So play some Duck Hunt. Oh, does the okay? Is it because it's in player 2? I always forget. It's been so long since I played Duck Hunt. Okay, it looks like the extender I have isn't going to work, but the zapper itself is okay. It's got a pretty good length of cable for itself, so we should be just fine. I'm not too worried. So we'll just do a... Oh, what the hell? Why is it not working now? Hold on. I literally tested this 5 minutes ago and it was working, so... Come on. Plug into player 2. Plug into player 1. Come on, Nintendo. What do you... Oh, no, we're not playing Mario quite yet. Yeah, okay, there we go. That was weird. Although it is going to kind of limit how far I can go from the Nintendo, which... Bit of a pain in the butt, but, you know, that's just how it goes sometimes. All these old consoles, they're a little finicky, but, you know, I feel pretty lucky to actually have a working Nintendo that actually has, you know, I have a CRT, I have the zapper, it does work. So the way that this works is that you can see the screen flashing. So, I mean, I guess technically, you know, warning for anybody that might, you know, be seizure sensitive, don't watch. But anyway, so the way this works is that every time you shoot, you pull the trigger on the gun, the screen flashes, right? And when the screen flashes, the gun detects whether or not it's being pointed at the flash. When it's a duck or gunman or whatever, the part that flashes is a very tiny portion that's a certain light color, and that's how the gun detects if it's actually, you know, lined up right. It's actually... The gun's not shooting anything, it's just detecting if it's pointing in the right spot. So the way this works here is that you can just point away from the screen, and the game will automatically just go up, you know, constantly down. So we'll start with one. We'll go with 2 ducks. 2 ducks is more fun. Game B. All right, and I point the gun at the screen. And I'm as far away as I can with the Nintendo. So it's like, I don't know, 7 feet, 8 feet. Bam. 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 Missed the first one. Duck Hunt's a really fun game. It's a really fun little addition that came with the Mario Brothers. A lot of the early Nintendos didn't come with, I think, the Duck Hunt multi-cart. I think it only came with, I think the multi-cart came out later when they, like, re-released the Nintendo, or when it became more of, like, a widespread release in, like, 1987, I think. And the early guns were this just, like, dull gray color, but I suppose the reason that they didn't want people to have those was they looked maybe a little too much like a real gun, or at least someone could, you know, generally get confused. So the Zapper I've got here is the like neon orange color. It's like a Nerf ball orange. Got him. And these first few rounds of Duck Hunt, they're actually not very tough at all. See? And generally, you're not gonna have a problem. I mean, as a kid, I would like go up to the screen and just like cheat. But it's way more fun to actually like just just try and like actually play the game as intended. But once you get to like round, I think it's like 5, you're just gonna the ducks start flying in this insanely fast pattern, and they become really hard to actually hit. Yeah, there we go. Actually, if you put in the controller into player 2, or it might be even player 1. I have my other controller here, so I'll test it out. But you can control the ducks. Yeah, you have to put them in the second player controller port, I believe, because right now I have the Zapper in player 2. Ooh, that was smooth. I didn't even aim. I mean, I did, but like I was just kind of like 360 no scoping. You know what I mean? Just bam, bam. We'll play this for a little bit, and just until we lose, and then I'll swipe in for Wild Gunman. I think that's the one I want to play a little bit more. I have really fond memories of Wild Gunman. That's a really fun game. Especially if you have like a holster, you can actually do like the draw on it. That's fun. Bam, bam. The funny part is, though, is that because you can't actually see me, I could just be cheating. I could, like, legitimately just be, like a foot in front of the screen and just be like, pew, pew, pew. Not that it matters. I don't think there's, like, a Duck Hunt championship out there. I'm pretty sure there would. I mean, I'm sure there is, like, a speedrun category for, like, how fast you can go until, like, the game's just busted or something. But, I'm just playing for fun, you know? Just having a good time playing Duck Hunt. Bark, bark, bark. I like how that dog came... Oh! I like how that dog ended up being in Smash Brothers, because, like, I'll show you what happens if you miss in a second. I'm sure I'm gonna miss one or so. But if you don't get both ducks, he only does the one. But if you miss both, which I'll just do really quick, you see, he laughs at you. What a jerk. But as long as you get, I believe, I think it's like 7 out of the, what is it? What is it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, 10. I think it's as long as you get 7 out of 10 ducks, you're fine. You can just continue to the next round. It doesn't matter. There's no penalty other than points. But it does kind of end up with the problem of if you just start early on, you miss like a bunch of ducks because it's like a high round. The game's basically over. You pretty much just gotta sit there and take it. He's gonna laugh at you. Ooh, we got a whole 100,000 points. Look at that, chat. Look how good I am at this game. Freaking Duck Hunt. A game made... Oh, yeah, here's where... Yeah, okay. Yeah, there we go. Dang. See, it's like around 7 that it becomes, like, really hard. Alright. It's not so much that I wasn't expecting it the first one. It was... They fly away so fast. They're up there for, like, a second, and then they're like, whoop, I'm leaving. Dang. I think we got just enough to keep going, though, so we're okay. We good. Bark, bark, bark. Oh, yeah, see, he's just gonna fly away fast. Alright, here we go. Now it's time to lock in. Woo! That one almost got away. Come on, come on. There we go. If you're already, like, pre-aiming down the barrel, like, you're not gonna have as bad of a time. But if you try and, like, start out as if, like, you were, like, low-ready, it can be a real problem. I actually did really well on that one. There's no way I'm going to get past round 10, though. I remember round 10 being ridiculous. If you get far enough, if I remember right, like the game actually will just kind of glitch out and the ducks will fly in insane. Yep, there we go. Here comes the downfall. I can only miss one more duck. Oh, that's it. I can't miss any more. Come on, time to lock in. There we go, there we go. We should be good. Now, if I remember right, I've heard rumors that people would say, like, oh, you can point it at a light, but I've never gotten that to work. It's pretty specific. Ooh, that was close. Oh, there we go. Now I'm just kind of, like, aiming down the barrel, like, permanently. Ah. Man. Dang. I gotta get at least one duck. There we go. Got two. I actually made it past round 10. I'm actually surprised. I haven't played this game in a really long time, to be 100% honest. Here we go. There we go. Oh, got him. I do wish there were, like, a little bit of a different, like, field or something. That would have been pretty cool, but it is a very early Nintendo game from 1984, so, you know, this would have been in, like, the arcades, so there's not much you can really expect, roughly, from these really early games. They're generally extremely basic. Round 12! Bark, bark, bark. There we go. Ah! Yeah, and the TV I'm playing on, it doesn't have a huge screen, so that's kind of a benefit and a curse because the screen area that I actually have to aim on is quite small, technically speaking. But that also means that the flash that you're trying to hit, that white outline, is actually also going to be kind of hard to hit specifically, because the light gun is, at least from my experience, it's pretty accurate with where it's actually looking. Its width is about as big as the barrel itself, I believe, which is about, I don't know, an inch in diameter. Maybe about 3/4 inch, something like that. So it's pretty accurate. But just like I said, like, oh, there we go. Oh wow, I got them all. So like I said, it generally is pretty accurate. A lot of these guns have become faulty over the years, unfortunately. So tracking down one that actually works if you don't get a chance to actually test it, is kind of a pain. I fortunately have my original one, so it's still it still works. I think it's a kind of a maintenance thing. I think kids are pretty rough on these things, back in the day at least. You know, you kind of play with it, and you sort of, when you're done, you kind of toss it on the ground or just do whatever. And I think it's like, you know, cables get frayed, the sensor, you know, gets banged or something, and it just doesn't work super well. But it's a fun experience to play with the zapper. I like it. Duck hunt, duck hunt, duck hunt, duck hunt. And, you know, just the thing is that this is such a kind of basic game that you can see why it was really packaged with Mario Brothers. Mario Brothers is a really big game by comparison. You know, it's got, like, you know, 8 worlds, 3 levels each world, plus the castle in each one. So you can see why, you know, if you're just kind of chilling out and taking a break. There we go. Wow, I'm actually doing pretty good. You can see why if you were just kind of chilling out, you want to take a break from Mario Brothers or something, it's not too bad to slap in, you know, just hit reset, hit duck hunt, and play with that. I'll do the clay shooting after this one, and then we'll move on to Wild Gunman. Oh boy. Come on. I remember this being so much more difficult when I was a kid. Because when you're a kid, you're not very what's the word? You don't have that hand-eye coordination level that an adult does, or at least you don't have it developed quite yet. I'm talking like when you're 5 to like 7, or earlier. Maybe when you get to being around like a teenager, you get better hand-eye coordination. I mean, some people have it really early on, but it takes a lot of time to kind of develop that. Especially with like tracking like moving targets, it can be a real difficulty for some people. They do struggle with it. I've seen people. Oh, see, I just messed it up because I was just being a fool. I've seen people on like a real life range, just not be able to get it. They really have issues. And it's just something that you need to kind of train on. It takes a long time. Oh yeah, okay, that's what it is. Yeah, if you get, I guess I forgot that it's like later on in the game, just like, nah, you need to do better. So we'll do the clay pigeon shooting. I always like this because if you shoot it really early on, the light gun area you have to hit is really big. But if it goes really far... Actually, I think it's the same size. How big is it? It's about the same size. It doesn't really matter. But it does become harder to track it because it does become a lot smaller. Pew, pew. I wish the zapper had like a trigger guard. You could like spin it. Well, like it's got that wire. You're not really going to be able to do that. Pew, pew, pew. Alright. Enough of this. Now we'll go play some Wild Gunman. That's what we're here to play. And then I'll move on to Super Mario Bros. 3. And then maybe some Xenophobe. It just kind of depends. There we go. Alright. Alright. Time, you, gunman. Alright, here we go. Ooh! Not very fast today. I'm not going to get very far if I'm actually drawing, but that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm also kind of worried about like pulling the NES too hard and jerking it, throwing it off to the ground. Yeah, got to be careful with that. I think that exercise is the one with the black hat you shoot off. Yeah. Woo! There we go. Now, obviously, the trick to this game is that if you just have the gun already out, you're not going to lose. I mean, you can eventually. Woo! I always like it. This guy's got like a little smiley face on his poncho. Alright. Alright, alright, alright. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Alright. He's got a 70... Ooh! Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Yeah! Let's see how fast I can do it if I didn't even have to draw. So I'm averaging around like 63 milliseconds, something like that. Oh, see, he would probably beat me. Let's see how fast I can do it. Yeah, it's like a quarter of a second time. It's a ridiculously fast. But we won't do that. All right, here we go. Ooh, that one was close. Man. This is way more fun when you have the holster and you actually have to draw it out. Oh man, 50. That's gonna be hard. Ooh, look at that! I just barely made that. 0.49 seconds. Oh man, that's some close cutting right there. Come on. You ain't got this. Ooh. Do-do-do-do-do-do. next guy, next guy. Oh, that one felt a lot closer than it was, I think. Here we go, here we go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Play this till I die, and then I'll go play Mario 3. Do love me some Mario 3. But yeah, this is generally just like a really fun game, and it's... Oh, wow, there's no way I'm gonna beat this. 440? Ah! Dang. I died. Yeah. .90 seconds, that's a joke. That's a very easy enemy to beat. I'm gonna try and put it on just like my side and not have it in the holster. Maybe that'll make it a bit quicker. I mean, it will, but still. Ooh, I like preemptively pulled out just... I always forget you don't have to pull out when they say draw. You really can't. You can just kind of like pre-do it. It's like, oh, draw, like as you're doing it. But it seems a little bit unfair. Okay, I'll put it back in the holster for this guy. Ah! I get one more life. One more life, boys. That's all we get. You get 3 chances, and then that's it. Yeah, see, last time I was just, like, really close. Alright, here we go. .8, I should be able to do this one just fine. A lot of it really comes down to just, you think you can kind of predict when they're going to pull out their gun. Because, you know, you're listening to music, the do-do-do, but, oh, yeah, like, this guy I'm probably going to have to pre-draw. Oh! Just barely. I pulled out the gun a lot sooner than I should have, actually. I know the whole point is to draw when he says draw, but it's like, sometimes you're just getting that twitch, you know? Ooh! Do-do-do-do-do-do! Be cool. Be a cool guy. Oh, this guy ain't nothing. Stinky Pete over here. I ain't even going fast. I'm just like pull it out and shoot like Han Solo when he wastes Greedo. Alright, here we go, here we go, here we go. Woo! Having a good time playing some Wild Gunman. I do love these old Nintendo games. They're just very fun to play. They're very nostalgic. Very simple games, but they're nothing, you know, that you can't also just pick up and have a few minutes of fun with. Whew, I was kind of distracted for that one. Alright, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Gotcha! Slowing down on the draw. Shoulders kind of starting to really hurt. And look at that, I beat Texas Red's record. Oh, I think this might be it, boys. Yeah, .40, it's pretty hard to get consistently unless you already have your hand on the gun, or just it's unholstered and you're pointing at the TV. That's alright, that's alright, that's alright. Sit down. Ooh! I'll have to move my camera a little bit. There we go. You can see me a bit better. And I keep winking. Okay, we'll do, oh boy. We'll do the gang. This one's actually really hard. I remember it actually being kind of a problem. Oh, okay, it's working. I remember very specifically this one didn't like to work with me a lot when I was a kid. It just didn't like to accept the light gun registration. Okay, This one, you don't even draw. You just light gun shooting. Pew pew. Yeah. Oh crap. Let's see if I can't just no scope. I'm just holding it like to my hip. Oh yeah, no, absolutely not. Okay, let's move on. Fun little game for a good couple minutes, and then just move on to something a bit more, you know? It's time. It is time to play some Mario Brothers. All right. All right. We'll just do the one-player game. I don't have anybody with me, and I could just play as Luigi, but what's the point? Let's go. World 1. Play some Mario. Fun little thing. Just whenever you come upon a white backer block, because again, this whole game is it's a stage play essentially. So it's like it never really happened. It was all imagined. So let me move a little bit closer, just so the camera cap me a little bit better. Okay. I keep winking. Anyway, that's alright. So check it out. If you kneel, or you crouch, right, for about 6 seconds, you'll fall behind it, and you can just run behind, like, certain obstacles. Like, see? It's not even real stuff. You're just behind it. And that lasts for, I don't know, 6 seconds or so. But we're just gonna have a good old time with Mario Brothers. Love Mario 3. I was playing Mario World the other day on stream. I played it on my Super Nintendo. I have the Mario All-Stars game, so I can play Mario 3 on that, but I figured I might as well try and play it, like, in the original format. And then later on we can probably play it in the Super Nintendo version, which does have better graphics, obviously. But it's basically the same game. Just, you can save, but I can't because my cartridge's memory is dead. Or the battery backup's dead, unfortunately. Which does suck. Yeah, you can get infinite one-ups right here if you just, I'll kind of show you. So you hit this guy, he's gonna run away. And then when he comes back, no, not this time. Bump these guys. You can just keep hitting them. Yeah, see, he'll come back with his wings. And one up. If you play on the, I don't know on the Super Nintendo version, but if you play on the Game Boy Advance version, which is Super Mario Advance 4, I want to say, you actually can get, like, it goes like 1 up, 2 up, 3 up. I think it goes all the way to 5, but it's not like I'm really going to need these lives, to be 100% honest. I'm just kind of showing you, like, a little trick. Oh, whatever. Pride cometh before the fall, eh? Jump up here, wait for this piranha plant to shoot his thing. And there's a 1-up that we absolutely don't need. Not after all that. Hit the note block, slide on down here. Always love level 2. Just a fun little world. First time you can get a power star. And the trick here is that if you run really fast, and you have, I guess it's called P speed, power speed. We'll just, I assume P always just stands for power, because, you know, like Nintendo Power and all that. You're just gonna basically be able to fly, or whatever. Same thing with, like, in Mario World. This one's pretty easy. Everybody knows this. Just jump jump over here, you get these red note blocks, right? The red note blocks, when you jump on them, press A at the right time, you go to Cloud Heaven. Coin Heaven, whatever you want to call it. I call it Cloud Heaven. Just some coins up here, nothing more, except if you have power, if you can run fast enough to get, be able to fly, there's a few more coins and a 1-up. Always fun to get some extra points. I mean, do modern Mario games even have a point counter? I don't think they do. But we're not going to actually complete this level the way we're supposed to. There's a secret here. A secret told of in many past generations. Check this out. You crouch here, so you can go behind the wall, run, don't get hit, and then you can run all the way back here. Ooh, a secret, yeah. He says, one toot on this whistle will send you to a faraway land, and you get the magic whistle, which is cool. And you can use that to just teleport around, go from like level 1 to like level world 4, things like that. You can get 2 of them actually in this first world, and just as long as you get to world 2, you'll be able to bump all the way up to Bowser. You just have to complete this world. One moment, just putting something out there. Streaming, you know, come watch. That's okay though. I'll just give this a minute, and I guess it's under Creator Dashboard. See, this is what happens when you don't know, and I definitely don't know. Okay. I mean, at worst, I can just rebroadcast it or just replay it. It doesn't matter. But, you know, people are at work right now. People are busy. I had a couple things I have to go do earlier, and just right now I've got time. Wow, thanks, Toad. You gave me a mushroom. That's very useful. But I would say that generally, I'm not, like, super amazing at most games. I'm just kind of average. Maybe a little bit better than the average bear, but nothing incredible. But I do like to imagine that I'm actually pretty damn good at the Mario Brothers games, especially Mario 1 or Mario 3 and Mario World. I've played them just so much as a kid that I'm very much aware of like where to go, what to do, how to do this. You know, it's not a hard game. It's a game for children, but I did play it as a child, so I'm very familiar with it. There's only one singular level in this entire game that I'm just like, that level I hate, and it's in the final world. And just when we get to it, you'll see what I'm talking about. But it's a fortress. I think it's the last basic fortress you have in the game, and it has like a million walls and doors. I always just run out of time on it. Jump, 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 Mario. But it is funny that if you look at the edge of the screen, like right over where my like avatar is, it's the game kind of can't handle itself. You can just kind of see. You can kind of see the game kind of having a stroke. Notice how it's just sort of like weird bordering, but that's alright. We're gonna get some speed, get that star, get that extra life. Nope, nope, nope. I didn't do it. I'm a failure. Oh, but what else is new? So this is the match-em game. You line up the stuff. It's basically a slot machine. I have never been good at this. I've always been like, so do you stop it when it's on it? Alright. No. It's like, maybe do you stop it beforehand? I've always had trouble with the slot machine game. It's always been a bit of an issue for me, to be 100% honest. Not that I really need it. I just always think it's cool that, like, I think in this one, I think it's in Mario 3. Maybe it's in the remake on the Game Boy Advance at least. But you can get like 5 1-ups and stuff like that if you get the first one. It'll like open up like a better one, and then a better one, and a better one. I think that's in the original. But if you fly up here, thanks to the wizard, we all know, you run up here and just press up, and bam, second magic whistle. Woo! And you can just bypass the castle immediately. Unfortunately, you don't break the gate, which means if you did die a bunch of times, you would have to play level 1 and 2, and I suppose the castle would just return. I'm actually not sure. I've never been in a position where, like, I knew about that secret, and then also was not good enough to pass World 1. Ooh, I love this level. Whee! Another coin heaven right here. We're not going to use it. I'll play the level, you know? Dun, 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 dun. We'll take you. You gotta be careful because the turtles, or the Koopas, will run back out of their shells. Or probably, they'll shake for a few seconds if you hold them long enough. Man, I really need to fix that eye thing. It's getting annoying. Give me one moment. I will fix that. It's here. Okay. Settings. Blink sensitivity. We'll turn that down to like 30. Okay, that seems a bit better. Alright, moving on. I think I'm just gonna play every level that I can. There's no reason not to. Good content, fun times. We're just having fun playing Mario. And this is the original cartridge that I first played Super Mario Bros. 3 on, so extra nostalgia. Boop, boop, boop. Get some extra coins. Jump, 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 jump. Going up. Yep. Grab that. Now, you actually can run fast enough to fly over all this, but that's cheap. I mean, I just did it, but it is cheap to just fly over the entire level. And I kind of feel like that's a bit of a disservice. I know it's there, the option is there, and that's why it's always very tempting. It's much easier to do in Mario World than it is in 3 because you can infinitely fly with the cape. Whereas in Mario 3, you just can't fly forever unless you have the power wing, or power wing, I guess. So this is the match 'em game. The N, I'm just gonna assume stands for Nintendo. I remember back in the day, the angry video game nerd, he was like, it stands for Necronomicon. I don't have the chart in front of me. I feel like that's cheating. So I just kind of, 20 is on the right, okay. I've never been very good at that. I just, forget where they're at, and it's just like, whatever. Pick a box, its contents will help you on the way. Thanks, Toad. Ooh, Fire Flower. That's somewhat useful, okay. So if you press B, you can just run over here, see your items. You can have, I think, up to 3 sets of items. It doesn't look like it visually, like it's like, oh, it's one bar, but you can flip them over. I think you press up and down. So if you have enough items, you won't run out of space. I mean, unless you just hoard every item. He's the dog. Oh, it's terrible. The king has been transformed. Please, find the magic wand so we can change him back. Yeah, alright, bruh. Go up to the airship. I'm taking off my belt for the holster. That was kind of poking me in the side. I'm on a chair. I think in the remake, these are generally dark, like it's nighttime. Whoop. Bullet bills. Yoink. You know, as a kid, I always... Oh, nah, you won't be able to see it. As a kid, I always thought that the bullet bill's arm was like his mouth, like it's like grinning at you, like, ha! Yeah, something like that. Ooh, fire flower? Nah, I'm good. I don't need no fire flower. You know, the fire flower in the first Mario Brothers game is just... I mean, it's obviously the best because it's the only real power-up you get other than being Big Mario. But just in the games since then, I've never really found the fire flower to be that very useful. So this is, what, Lenny Koopa, I think? You just jump on his head, jump on his head, and jump on his head. He's a very easy boss. Whee! I remember watching a Summoning Salt video one time, and he was talking about, like, all the speedrun tricks and tips and stuff, and it was like, whenever you're fighting, like the Koopas, you would think that it's actually quicker to jump up and grab that wand, but it's not actually. It's slower because you have a farther distance to land, and it's only on like a certain frame the game will move to the next screen. Oh, thank heavens I'm back to my old self again. Thank you so much. Here's a letter from the princess. Yeah, thanks, bro. Greetings. If you see any ghosts, be careful. They will give chase if you turn away. I have enclosed a jewel that helps protect you. Princess Toadstool. Peach. That doesn't say Peach, but we call it Peach. Do, 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 do. I always thought the desert world was such a vibe in this game. Even the trees are dancing. They're like, ooh. Do, 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 do. Alright. Fake blocks, they can hop around and jump. But you can beat them pretty easily. I assume there's like a tiny little Goomba inside. I think that's what falls out. So I guess the idea is that they're just tiny little Goombas that are jumping up on you. They got blocks. Ooh, star. I always like that in Mario 3, when you jump with the star, you do like this cool somersault. I don't know why, but I'm trying to think. Didn't Mario 3 come out in Japan before Sonic? I mean, maybe that's just like a coincidence that you jump with the somersault. You can go in there and get some extra coins, but there's a fire dude in there, and it's just kind of like, I don't have anything to take care of him, so it just kind of seems a bit pointless. Alright. Ah! Again, with the mushroom! You're catching me lacking here, chat. You're catching me lacking. It's okay, though. Move on. I'm not going to do the card game. I'm just not good at it, so it's kind of a pointless endeavor. So check it out. You got World 2-2, and you got these sweet pits of sand that'll just... Well, they'll slow you down. But you can get a really cool item here. So what you do, if I'm able to do it, is you just run over here, hit these blocks, and the trick is that you need to be able to get all of these coins just before the timer limit runs out. Or I think it's before... see, I didn't actually want to hit that. That makes it a little bit more annoying. Ah, whatever. I'll grab the one up. Come here. See, now I just screwed myself. Alright, well, we'll try it. So what the deal with this is that you gotta get all of these coins. Oh, I missed. Ah, I failed. Oh well. It's okay. But if I would have gotten all those, a new ship would have appeared, and I would have been able to get a anchor, which prevents the airships from moving around. So if you fail an airship, it'll run around to different parts of the map, which isn't a problem with generally most maps. But the map that I'm thinking of where it's a real pain in the butt is level 5, I think. Level 4 is Big World. Yeah, level 5, pain in the butt. Or maybe it's level World 4. Anyway, there's a giant, like, upward-downward part of the game there, and there's a level that you have to play through to go up or down into the clouds. I think it's just called Cloud World. It's where you first get the Tanuki suit. And that can be kind of a pain in the butt if you do end up dying there, and you just gotta chase this thing all around. Or even in Pipe World, because it gets annoying having to go through all the pipes. we'll go... Oh! I always thought this was cool, that this block is, like, silver. I know that the NES is only capable of certain palettes at certain times. Like, it only can have up to, like, I think it's, like, 8 colors on screen at once. So, generally, they've got to kind of use their resources. So, if they had, like, orange going on right now, I think they couldn't have, like, red for Mario or something like that. And you always have to have the blue for down below, and just the white. So, it's a neat little thing. I always thought was fun. But we're going to fight Boom Boom here. Our first Boom Boom. A total pushover boss. You can just jump on him like 3 times and he's nothing. But if you actually let him do his little sequence, he's actually kind of a cool little boss. And right here he's not much to talk about, but later on he'll get wings and be a lot more of an annoyance to actually fight. But you can, the problem is that you can literally just jump on him, and then you can wait and then jump and then wait and then jump and then wait and then jump, and it's just very easy to kind of cheese those bosses. He's never a pain. He's never really a threat unless you let him be a threat. Get another item. It's alright though. I'm glad I didn't get the anchor in a way, just because like I like to use all the items I have, so that way I have the 3 magic whistles next to each other. And you're seeing how quickly I'm accumulating a lot of these items, which I actually could have waited and gotten the item sooner. But this is level 3, the first one where you get like these sort of pyramid-esque structures. Get the flower. Get the go get your invincibility. You know, bust on through. Such a chill game. I remember, I think they did right with making the Desert World second world. I don't know why. I'm gonna put it down to it being Mario 3's fault. Because, why did Mario 3, I think, is the first game where I can think of where, like, the Desert World is the second world. And that just kind of ended up being, like, a trope that's carried on for a lot of games. So, I can think of a lot of games where, like, a Desert World is just World 2. I don't know why that's so popular. Maybe it's because Desert Levels are just really easy to kind of develop. Like, they're really easy to come up with ideas for. Just, unfortunately for this Koopa, he's going to be spinning down there for all eternity until someone comes to rescue him. But what we're looking for is, like, over here. Oh, there it is. There are no blocks. And we're going to try and find... I think you don't need to... There might be a third one or the second one right there, but there we go. Jump up here. And a little secret. Nothing much to write home about, but, you know, there's always fun little secrets to find in the Mario games. Just a little thing. Oh, there we go. He's fixed. That makes me feel a little bit better. Go down here. I don't think you can move with... Yeah, you can't move with Koopa shells through pipes in this one. You might be able to in the remake, but not on the original. Okay, so as a kid I was always like, what is this? Like a graham cracker? I think it's supposed to be like the sinking sand and it's like really hot. But this is the level where we get the angry sun, which is just... Oh, it's just a joy. Yeet. But you gotta run through here, there's a vortex. Jump! You can kill the sun. I've always found that to be really hilarious, that you can kill the sun. There was an old, like, Dorkly Bits video back in the day, where, Mario just does that, and, like, the world just turns into, like, you know, an ice age. There we go, I finally got my 3-star thing. But the world becomes, like, an ice age, and it's like, oh god, the sun's dead, what have we done? But, as a kid, I remember that level gave me a lot of trouble. But... You know, play this game enough, not hard. Chain chomps. These guys are interesting because if you wait long enough, they'll actually be able to break off their leash. I'm not going to do it, but it takes like almost 2 minutes. But just, it's a thing that'll happen. Oh, I messed it up. Nope, there we go. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get the leaf. Chain chomps are kind of cool, but they don't appear in very many levels in this game, unfortunately. Alright. Alright, time for another little secret, I guess. Beanstalk. There's so many beanstalks in the first Mario game, and they just... I mean, especially in Mario 2, there's a lot of beanstalks. That game's all about climbing around and finding beanstalks and stuff, traveling upwards. So I don't wanna... Oh, I screwed it up. Whatever. I think in the corner is the power thing. Jump over here. Oh, I missed the feather. Or, I keep calling it a feather. It's not a feather. It's a leaf. Stupid. It's a leaf. Get a good running start because right here is the last chain chomp. And I remember as a kid, that would be like, oh, the chain chomp is so scary. To be honest, I never knew they were called chain chomps when I was a little kid. I only knew them as Bow Wow or whatever from Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening on the Game Boy. So in my mind, they're always just Bow Wow. Bow Wow. Jump over here, do level 4. I always thought level 4 was really cool because it's one of the first levels that really gives you like a fun little alternative path, and you can see it up there. Jump up here. You get this cool like little lake. Fishies. That might be the first fish you can see in the game. No. There's one in like level 3 that you can... No, it's like level 5 that you can see. They're jumping out of the pools though. I don't know why I'm going out of my way to get all these extra lives and coins, but, you know, why not? Just showing off, you know, a little bit of variety in the game. One of these has a P thing in it. I just don't remember which one it is. Maybe it's none of the... Oh, it's that one. Of course. Wonderful. Boop, boop. And you just completed the level without having to really do much of anything. And he's not a Hammer Brother, he's a Boomerang Brother, I think is what they're called. But I'm just gonna call him a Hammer Brother because he's basically the same thing. And fight our last Hammer Brother. Boom, you ain't nothing, kid. I was trying to get the chest before it lands. It's just like a little fun thing. So you get that hammer, and just, you know, your first thought is, ooh, a hammer. I should go over to... the pyramid's in the way. I should go over to here, and I should break this. But you don't need to. It's pointless. I mean, unless you're a little kid and you're scared of fighting the sun again, which I can completely understand. But over here is another rock. So you use the hammer on it. Boom. Secret. Whoop. Fireball Brothers. And there we go. There's our third magic whistle. Now we got all 3. And Peach will actually tell you about this magic whistle. There's nothing over here. It's just kind of a dead end. Just there's like a little oasis. But Peach will actually tell you about the whistle. I think it's in like World 4. She's like, oh, a thief has taken the whistle to the east of the of World 2, of the desert or whatever. So that's your just kind of little hint. But yeah, we'll go to the pyramid level. I always thought it would be cool if you could like fly over the pyramid. You can't. Although I think in the Game Boy version there is like a little secret area up there. Or I know there is at least a secret area in the back end. When you do complete the level. But it's not there in the first level I remember in like the player's game guide when I was a kid, it was like, oh, this is King Koopa's, you know, Pharaoh Tootin' Koopa's treasure room or whatever. And right here you can kind of see where this thing's gonna be. Boom. A little bit of a hidden thing. Get up there. Jump up here. Alright. We'll do that, and we'll do that. Yay. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother trying to get the rest of them. It's kind of pointless. Boom. Get that extra life. Yeah, in the Game Boy Advance version, there's like steps over here. There's like a little thing. I don't know if there's anything you can get on this one. Nah, doesn't look like it, unfortunately. Like I need more coins and lives. Let's see. You know, maybe it would have been better to put this on Twitch. You know what? We're running up to about an hour now. So I will switch over to Twitch. And then I will just I'll just keep this video uploaded, and then I'll upload the full playthrough on Twitch here also. So, I mean, if you're watching and you want to follow over, just Zilnor on Twitch. It's that simple, and I'll see you there. But we're going to stop this stream.